Welcome to Home Cooking is for the Birds. Today I'm going to kickstart my Thanksgiving prep, and we've got 5 days until Thanksgiving. Actually, we're having ours on Friday, so I've got 6 days, but we're gonna start today and we're gonna call this day one, and I'm going to prep a casserole that I'm going to freeze, but I'm going to give you all the information throughout the process if you want to follow along with me, and you'll be able to do this too. It will make your life so much easier. I think everyone makes this dish a little bit different, but here's my version of it. We are going to make a hash brown casserole. We're going to start out with a 30-pound bag of frozen hash browns. Melt 1 stick of butter in your microwave for about 40 seconds, and we're going to pour that into the hash browns and mix this together, making sure to break apart any chunks of potatoes that are frozen together. When preparing a meal for a gathering, I do try to keep in mind that people have allergies, people have preferences. A lot of people do not like onions, the texture of onions. So I add 1 16-ounce container of Dean's French onion dip to this instead of adding onions and sour cream. And this works great and it tastes wonderful. Next, we are going to add 1 can of cream of chicken. I do have a couple of my family who are lactose intolerant somewhat, but it's really hard to get away with not using dairy in some of these dishes. Let's go ahead and give this a mix. I do have a few family members who have celiac disease, but they won't be present. And when they're here, we really try hard to make sure we have enough food so that they can eat that as well. I think we really just need to be more aware of people with food allergies because we're seeing it more and more every day, and it can be very life-threatening. Okay, back to the recipe. I just wanted to bring a little awareness to food allergies. I added 2 cups of Colby shredded cheese, and now I'm going to add some salt and pepper. I like to use ground pepper, and also I like to use the peppercorn as well. I'm using some sea salt in this. You are going to want to put a little salt in this. We've got those potatoes. And go ahead and give this a mix. Keep in mind I'm meal prepping this, so I'm not going to cook this today. If you have a type of 9x13 that you can freeze in the freezer, that's great. But I don't. I always like to use these aluminum pans. And these are on sale, by the way, at Kroger's, or they were. And I like to go ahead and just oil that 9x13 aluminum pan. And y'all don't give me grief over aluminum. I don't use these pans very often. Only typically when we have company through the holidays. Now we are going to pour this mixture into our 9x13. It's that easy. Now, once you've got this in here, go ahead and spread that out. And then we are going to put some heavy-duty aluminum foil on top of this. And what I like to do is put it also in a plastic bag just to reassure myself that, you know, it's being covered and no frostbite can get to it. But just make sure it's very secure. And we're just going to pop this in the freezer. I like to get this out of the freezer and give it time to defrost on the countertop. Typically that takes anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And depending on when your guests arrive, you can also get this out the day before and let it defrost, put it in the refrigerator. But we're not finished yet. We're going to add a few more ingredients. Once it's defrosted, go ahead and crush 2 cups of cornflakes with a stick of butter and top this. And then you're going to put it in your oven for 45 minutes and it's ready to serve. This didn't even take me 30 minutes to meal prep.